Good evening to all Atomy family members, both online and offline. Thank you very much to the company for giving me this opportunity to share my journey with everyone. I was born in a beautiful village in Shanwei, Guangdong. When I dream out of my door, I see the boundless Pacific Ocean of my hometown. Although the mountains are beautiful and the waters are clear, I still think about the love from my parents and my older brothers and sisters. I have 3 older brothers and 3 older sisters, and I am the 7th in line. However, I thought to myself that I needed to venture out into the city. So when I was in my teens, I entered the University of Society. I worked in a bag factory and also in a plush toy factory. Hey, in the beginning, there were many things in society that I found hard to adapt to, and I thought about wanting to return to my comfort zone. Later, I switched to being a sales assistant in a fashion store, and during this time, I met a couple. I often argued about money issues, and this affected my whole life. From that moment on, I resolved to earn money on my own and spend it as I wish. At that time, my fashion store was doing very well, and I had a dream of owning my own fashion store. In the future, making a lot of money and spending without having to look at my wallet. And it is also for this reason that the things I buy later are all good, pursuing high-quality items. As someone who values high quality, I have now fallen in love with Atomy products. What do you think? Are Atomy's products of high quality scary? So, I might be a bit more honest personally, and after the boss lady valued me, she even transferred me to Humen, Dongguan, where she helped oversee the factory in partnership with Zhongwei, using her relative's identity. I witnessed the state-owned enterprises in the fashion industry in Humen, Dongguan. At that time, I felt it was a business opportunity. So when I was 21 years old, I opened a small fashion factory with over 20 sewing machines. At my peak, I owned a store that was over 8,000 square feet, with wholesale sales of £2 and retail sales of over £10, producing and selling my own products. At that time, it was considered my first pot of gold in life. I have a car now, and I also have my own properties in both Hong Kong and the mainland. Additionally, as an older brother, I have helped with the down payment and supported my nephews and nieces in attending university. But doing traditional business is very stressful, with the constant need to pay rent and salaries. The monthly expenses can be quite high. I worked myself to the bone and eventually became seriously ill. So, in 2013, I decisively ended my fashion brand career. After that, I opened a fabric business in Shenzhen. At that time, I thought Shenzhen was closer, and it would be easier to take care of my son in Hong Kong. I didn't expect the business to be so good, and I was worried about the CS numbers. So, when my contract ended, I didn't continue because I was afraid to go on, and then I returned to Hong Kong. I opened a health store, thinking that I could earn a salary for myself while also helping others with their health, which is a very meaningful thing to do. I had high ideals, but after opening the store, I returned home very late every night, and on weekends, I couldn't spend time with my family. I remember one time when my grandfather passed away. The other day, I was dealing with a funeral for an old man, and in the shop, there was a master arguing with a customer. Later, the customer shared with me that he said, if it weren't for you, he would have already gone to the police station. Traditional business has a characteristic of being tough. After doing business for over 20 years, I really feel a bit tired now. I feel that my life is entirely my own. Actually, I'm not young anymore. My life has entered the autumn phase. I think it's just about finding a job from 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. So I found a job with a decent salary I was quite satisfied with. But after a period of time, I feel that it's not a solution. A single salary cannot support a balanced life. At this time, I was just thinking that I still need to do business, even if it means exchanging time for money or using my past experiences to earn money. However, there seems to be no way out. It feels like I'm stuck in a rut. I had considered opening a restaurant. But what about after the pandemic? The outside environment is quite restrictive, so I haven't taken any action. One day, while I was on my way to work, a good friend of mine, who used to be a customer at my health store, called me excitedly. She said, Amy, I have great news to tell you. There's an online supermarket from South Korea. That's really good. It's free to join, and you don't have to resell every month, nor do you need to purchase a full set of products when you sign up. You can also buy what you originally intended to buy, but you can treat the PV as a business opportunity. This piqued my curiosity because I am looking for opportunities. After that, I thought to myself, since she mentioned that I am a good sister, and I trust her a lot, and since she said it was free, I didn't hesitate to send her my information for a self-test. That night, after finishing work and returning home, I seriously thought about understanding the company culture, the business philosophy, company vision, product introduction, and so on. I was really surprised by it all. I personally feel that this business can be done globally. Its potential is greater than what I had when I was in the fashion industry. I am so happy because Atomy's products have a lot of research and development. There is something special about it, and that night, what moved me the most was the video by Atomy's chairman. He spoke directly to my heart, and I was truly touched. I felt that I then saw the diversification of Atomy's products, covering every aspect of every household. So I couldn't wait to use up all the things at home. So I set them aside and replaced everything with Atomy products. In the end, it didn't disappoint me. Using it felt like love, and I am very grateful for the friends who came out today to support me. Some said they would stand, even if there were no seats. And some came without hesitation, straight from their dreams. I truly appreciate all of you. I will remember this in my heart. However, I hope that next time you come, it is not just for me, but for the great cause of our Atomy. Is that so? The products I see are actually priced at 1/5 of what I used to pay. For example, I used to use a facial cleanser from a Japanese brand that cost over $300 a bottle. Atomy's facial cleanser is $64 a bottle, and the results are even cleaner and more moisturizing. I was really surprised. Also, I used to have minor health issues when I was in business, so I started using Atomy's health products afterwards. Especially after using the recorded juice. For a few months, my stomach has slowly improved, and after using lutein, my eyesight has greatly improved as well. Over the past 2 years, through managing Atomy, I have met many friends from different backgrounds, which makes me very happy. Additionally, there are times when members share with me that their health has improved through Atomy's health products. Every time I receive this kind of information, it makes me even happier to earn bonuses. Really. Some people have asked me what difficulties I face in managing Atomy, and I feel that it is much simpler compared to my previous business. I remember when I was running my own fashion business. There was a time when the pressure was so great that it felt like there was a stone weighing down on my heart all the time. Once my brother-in-law came to see me in such an environment, and he said, "Why don't you just stop doing this and take care of your health first?" I was in tears when I told my brother-in-law, "I can't let go now. In this world, we are not in control of our own lives. If I let go here, many families will be unemployed." My brother at that time had 10 nieces and nephews. I am grateful that I didn't easily give up, during my different classes in primary and secondary school until my nieces and nephews were all born. In managing Atomy, I find that the biggest challenge is how to get partners into the system. As successfully, entering the system is very important. Many of my partners say they are not busy, but in reality, we are quite overwhelmed. How long do we have to keep this up? When I dream of the day I retire, do we have any assurance about our retirement funds? Entering the system is very important. In fact, we should follow the example of the great leaders from before. And by adhering to the principles, we can gradually move towards success. Why should we enter the successful system? It is through entering the successful system we can gain a better understanding of the company, which will strengthen our confidence. I have never seen a leader who has succeeded in Atomy without being part of the successful system. Moreover, I have never seen anyone who mistakenly entered the system and succeeded without being part of it. I think sooner or later, they will just become a disappearing master. Are you aiming to become a disappearing master or a respected master? Thank you. Some members have asked me what motivates me to continue running my business. As for Atomy, I would say there are 3 key points. First, I see that Atomy has unlimited business opportunities. I believe that great success is definitely achievable at Atomy. Second, I am a person with very high standards for life. I also tend to be someone who enjoys giving. When I have something to give, I feel very happy. When I have the intention to profit, I don't act selfishly. So, being generous is also a part of my character. This also highlights that the biggest motivation supporting me over the past 2 years has been my husband. My husband is a graduate of a prestigious university in Hong Kong and works as an editor at a newspaper. Over 20 years ago, I was invited to go back to mainland China to help out. And at that time, my own business was doing very well. So, since my business is struggling and I've returned to Hong Kong, I've become disconnected, decided to buy a wealthy person in charge. So what about every time when I see it pouring outside, I look out the window and think about my husband at that moment, covering his ears. Sometimes, when it's over 30 degrees, I find myself thinking about it. We are struggling so much indoors, and my husband has to report everything outside. So I know my husband has had a hard time these past few years, and I hope he doesn't have to work so hard and get too tired. My husband. I sing. And you guarantee that by the time you retire, you can truly retire without having to work part-time. Shall we travel around the world? I think that when it comes to being part of Atomy, the most important thing is to have the right mindset. We should be more positive and complain less, avoiding a negative attitude. Because once you start complaining, it's like putting a stone in front of your own mind. Being part of Atomy is each of our individual careers. With the help of leaders, we are grateful. And without the help of leaders, it is also reasonable. So what? I am really very grateful, and I also want to take this opportunity to thank all my great leaders, as well as all my partners and my family. It's because of you all that I am here. I would like to share with everyone that I am an ordinary person on a platform. I have never led a team, but over the past 2 years, after getting involved with Atomy, I have interacted with people from different platforms. They often come to share their products with us. I feel that Atomy's products cover every aspect of every household, without any need for love or exchange conditions. So, as leaders, we should derive principles, focus once, and nothing will be foolish. We must have unwavering confidence and never give up. As long as we don't give up for a day, there will always be a chance for success. We just need to endure the loneliness in front of us, and there will definitely be good results behind. I am very grateful that Atomy has given me such a great platform. When I felt like I had no money and was lost, I believe I can achieve much more at Atomy than I did before. We wish everyone a happy reunion. Thank you all.